I'm going to show you real quickly how you can use what's called the math type applet online when you're taking your test. So I'm in the practice test right now. I'm looking at the first question, and I always tell students that if a question has multiple parts, then in your answer box, go ahead and type in all the different parts, so A, B, and C, to remind yourself that there are three parts of this question that you need to make sure you answer. So question A is asking us to find the linear model. You can simply type in your answer using your keyboard here, but I always recommend that you show all of your work. So this way, if your answer is incorrect, I can give you partial credit if you made a simple error, or if the error is very minor, I can still give you full credit as long as I can see your work. So the best way to show your work is if you take a look at the menu bar right up here where my mouse is, there's a little button that looks like a square root sign. When you click on that function, this is called the math type applet. So in this applet, what you can do is type symbols. So you can see here, there are fraction bars, square root signs, you can raise something to a power of whatever power that you want. And there are all these other symbols. So you can play around with this in the practice exam, just so you can see where all the different functions and symbols are that you can use when you're typing mathematical notations. So here, I'm going to show my work by first showing how I calculated my slope to get my formula. So here I'll say, okay, the slope, and then notice I clicked on the fraction bar to show the rate of change. So that's 1525. I subtracted that from 1225, and then divide that by the numerator, which is 125 minus 100, which gave me a slope of 12. And then I'm going to just press enter here and keep showing my work. And then this is how I calculated my y-intercept. So for my y-intercept, I took a point. So the point 1525 is my y value. Set that equal to b plus my slope times the x variable, which is 125 from that point. And that gave me a b value of, so let's see here, let's just keep showing our work. So that's 1525 is equal to b, let's see, 25. I'm going to go ahead and subtract. 12 times 125 is 1500. And that's going to give me my B value. So B is equal to 25. And let's say at this point you go ahead and press OK. And then here, when I look at my work again, I go, uh-oh, I only gave the slope and the y-intercept, but I forgot to actually answer the question, which is to give that linear model. So I need to actually write the equation. So if you click on your work, it's going to bring up this blue box. Double click on it. So when I double click on that, you see it pulls the math type applet back up, and here I can either edit or I can continue working. So here I'll say, okay, final answer, my formula is C is equal to my slope of 12 times my variable W plus my y-intercept of 25, final answer. I've even had students in the past like bolded, or some students will highlight it. Whatever you want to do is fine. Just let me, oh gosh, I don't want to do that. Just let me know, what your final answer is by actually writing the final answer. Okay, so that will be fine. Press OK, and then let's move on. So question B, don't really have to show any work here. I'm just explaining. So here I'm going to just use my keyboard and just type. Means the cost, right? C increases by $12 per kilogram of waste. And again, you can either just type using your keyboard, or here in question C, I can also type using that math type applet. So here, if I want to write my explanation in this function, that's totally fine. So here I can do the same thing. Means the flat monthly fee is $25, even if there is no waste. Okay? All right, so that is just some ways that you can type your answer and show your work. And then also, if you want to use the math symbols, it's a lot easier to use this math type function to type symbols than to use your keyboard. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the next question. So the next question here, we are going to evaluate this function to find some output values before we calculate the average rate of change. So again, my advice to you here is to use that math type applet. Okay, so here what I would want to do is first I would say, okay, I'm going to show my work. I want to show that f of -3, right? So here for f of -3, that gave me, let me see, where's my answer key here so I don't have to work it out. So f of -3 is equal to 84. And again, you can show your work. Here I'm kind of showing minimal work, and then I'm showing that f of, let's see, 2. Okay, and again, you can show your work, as much work as you'd like. The more work you show, the more partial credit you'll get. And then here I'm going to show that the average rate of change, I'm using the formula y sub 2, so that's going to give me 84. So let's see, 84 minus 14 over -3 minus 2. So then that gives me 14, positive 14. Final answer. Press OK. All right, so then now I'm ready to save and submit. So again, play around on the practice exam. You can take it as many times as possible, and then just get comfortable with this tab, click around, see where certain things are located, and just play with it, okay?